the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians, and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
One of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
I got weed pots.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit with your host. As always, it's me, Kip. I am exhausted. I am so glad cannabis marketing season has come to a calm. But I'm even more excited that I get to be back in the studio with the squad. What up, CV? How are you, brother?
I'm doing great. Came off a really, really fun weekend.
Hell yes, that's what I love to hear.
Even with the snow, it was still fun.
Well, you say that now. Let's go to the woman on the ones and twos.
I know she had a blast.
Queen Eve from Maine. How'd your weekend go with the snow?
Great. I didn't do anything.
Not a single thing.
Not a single thing.
God, I fucking love how, she's so just, hates everything that we're about. She's like, nah, I'm not doing it.
No, it was fucking snowing. It was cold.
Did you make yourself a nice dinner?
No, I think I girl dinnered it. Probably.
What's a girl dinner?
Like rice and Thin Mints?
Something like that.
Just like, I had rice
and a
left
bottle
over.
of rosé?
I mean, we did chicken noodle. Oh, that shit slaps. Even you come home late, you're like, I'll take that broth that's nice and hearty. It melts you away like the Campbell's commercial back in the day.
I remember that little boy's like a little snowman, and then he eats it, and he melts. Yeah. God damn it.
Well, we've got a great episode for y'all. Unfortunately, we're going to lead off with some sad news, but then we're going to dive into the weekend that was. My voice is a little bit gone, and it's because we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, like Frank the Tank amount of fun. Like the whole town knows about it. But before we dive into the whole kit and caboodle, I want to give a shout out to our new sponsors that we announced last week on social media. Y'all have heard us talk about them and all the cool shit they're doing in the community, but Birdcall, Denver-based fast casual chicken Sammys, ultimate combinations. When you think like a Sonic beverage, 2,000 different combinations, that's what you have when you're talking about the Birdcall collection. Whether you're hunting chicken sandwiches loaded to the gills, maybe you're just looking for a casual Nashville hot, or maybe you just want a 3-piece tender with some fries and a Coca-Cola. Shout out to our buddy Jamie Grayson. I know that's your cup of tea. They've got you covered. There's locations littered across the Front Range, as well as they have some down in Texas and Arizona for our friends that are listening across the border to the south. Every month they have a different sandwich of the month. That one always has a contributing factor, like a fundraiser that they're doing associated with the chef that is near and dear to their heart. In April, they're doing the Tiki Masala Sammy. For those that love a good Indian Sammy or an Indian snack, they have it in Sammy form. We originally fell in love with their Yuan Wonton.
Ooh, that was so good.
Right? And I haven't been able to quit it. I told you I turned in my orange cape over at Popeyes. We've never been hateful chicken fans, and we're never going to support KFC. And it's great because of the ethos. Like, we love their chicken sandwiches, but when they actually put their money where their mouth is, it really gets our dick hard on the podcast. So we're stoked to be working with Birdcall to promote their sandwiches of the month and the great things they're doing in our community while serving up unbelievable tots, tendies, and Sammys.
I got to say, we were talking about it yesterday while I was having a drink with some friends, and 3 of them just out of the blue said, hands down, the best tots in the city.
Dude, I don't know what the seasoning they put on, maybe barbecue. They're fucking immaculate.
Their tots are good.
Their tots are great. I went over there the other day. Chris and I did a photo shoot with them. I went back to get some more with a different light. I just sat there and ate like half of 6 different sandwiches that they're going to be putting on the menu. I was not supposed to be involved in any capacity, but I was like, I can't say no. It's just a dang Sammy.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's price friendly. And the best part is you can use the website or a kiosk, so you don't have to talk to fucking anybody. You can go up, get your food, get the fuck out of there, and never bat an eye or talk to a soul. It's wonderful. Perfect for the stoner munchie. Any time of day, any time of year. Shout out to our friends at Birdcall. All right, let's dive into it, Chris.
What a sad day.
It's a sad day. It's the worst Monday we've had in a hot minute. Since that time, I actually got my car towed. Remember that?
I do.
Our friends from the Funky Flame abruptly announced this morning via social media, the Funky Flame, there's some underscores in there, that they're going to be closing their doors after just 3 or 4 months in their brick and mortar on Sunnyside. Chris, you've been an avid pizza goer. I've been sucking that breakfast sandwich's dick for a hot minute now. Oh, what happened? What's going on?
I have no idea because, like, you know, I mean, even now when you go in there in the mornings, like, the space, they made it their own, and it was always fairly busy. And, I mean, their breakfast sandwiches are so damn good. So damn good. But, yeah, it's wild that, like, you know, we started talking with Allison back when she was just doing deliveries through, like, her Instagram account. And then, you know, a lot changed over the course of the past, like, 4 years. But I went in there Friday night for pizza night. And it was popping. And there were so many, like, young families, you know, from the neighborhood in there. And it looked like they had been going to the Friday night, you know, like, oh, like, they're so jazzed. And I think it spoke to, like, the kind of vibe that they created in the community.
And, you know, they said exactly that as much in their social media post, that it was like, we didn't set out just to make kick-ass food, but to have a kick-ass community or something of that. I may be condensing it a little bit.
Yeah.
But they very much had that. And we joked and talked about it as they were not only, like, rightful to be in our Final Four, but one thing that they did great, especially for just a social media, you know, like, contest, was they let their personality show. And I thought they did that really well with their food as well. Yeah, they invited us into their house when they were still baking out in the basement. It absolutely breaks my heart. It feels like we lost a good member of our community, and it sucks because I know that both Allison, Colton, and the whole Funky fam, like everybody from baristas to the team that were working the front of house, like, they just conveyed this positivity where you wanted to be there. And the fact that it was just down the street from both our houses and the studio, we were selfishly huge fucking fans. And so when we saw that today, it broke my fucking heart.
I mean, that was my go-to sandwich on any weekend day. Like, it was
the
up
perfect
there.
hangover remedy.
Oh, it was so goddamn good. But I mean, like,
the cheesy bread is something we don't talk nearly enough about. Like, I even mentioned it. It took me back to, like, 1993, the local pizzeria when your soccer team lost, but you still got the snack. That's what they had channeled. They took me back somewhere. Like, their food was wonderful, but it also had soul and passion, which you can't find in just every fucking restaurant. Like, sometimes they just don't have that vibe, and they kind of had it all. So it shocked, I think, a lot of folks, which we saw an outpouring of support, not only on their social media, but a lot of people in our DMs asking us, wait, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. It's sad. I'm sure we'll learn more after speaking with them at some point. But, yeah, it sucks. I'm glad I got in there Friday night.
I mean, you looked like you had a pretty strong order. And, you know, that we talked literally like 2 weeks ago or last week. I was like, that may be the best lunch special in town. It was a slice, a salad, and a soda for like $10. Like, and then we were doing meetings and it just fucking sucks. God damn it. Obviously, that building, they had snafus when they were moving into it, you know? Like, I don't think the original owner didn't actually have it. The bank had taken it.
Yeah,
so I wondered if that had.
But then, I mean, I remember they were talking about building, like, using the building right next door, and they had a bunch of plans. I don't know, but I mean, I would say it could be one of those weird things that happens with those restaurants in those side streets, you know? Kind of like when lease owner, or somehow when people start changing terms and stuff like that, it just becomes untenable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And how long were they there?
Literally 3 months.
Ugh.
I know. And like, they had put a lot of work into it. The murals on the walls were great. It was a perfect addition to the Sunnyside neighborhood. And I have no doubt that, like you said, Allison and Colton and, you know, the whole the team, like, they'll be back on their feet in no time, churning out some dank-ass bread. But it sucks.
I hope so. No way they can just hang up the bread game.
No. And, you know, one thing I was kind of curious, I was like, if something like that happened, maybe, like it was the universe and they were like, what if we tried this somewhere else? Like Denver's just fucking difficult,
Yeah.
And while Sunnyside, I don't know exactly where the crossroads of counties work, but if it was something to that tune, it's just like, fuck this, like maybe we try Kansas City, San Diego, Fairhope, Alabama. Dude.
Just to name a few.
Fucking love Fairhope. But anyways, okay, so maybe we talk about something a little happier. How was your 420, Eve?
Uneventful.
No,
Did
not
you
you.
wouldn't believe
Did
it.
you just get bombed?
I didn't.
Speaking of bombed, have you seen the new Fallout show on Prime Video?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, it's quality. It comes off the video game.
Oh, I don't.
I didn't play the game either. It's called Fallout. It's on Prime. It's fucking awesome.
Is it a series or a movie?
It's a series. It's not too terribly long of episodes, about an hour. If you're going to just bunker yourself inside and be antisocial, this is the show to watch. Like Morgan's even hooked on it, and she's not it for that, like genre. Maybe not necessarily, but
I mean, if something's done well, I don't care. It's a
it's
video
pretty damn
game.
good. And it's got Walton Goggins, yeah, whatever. The guy with the teeth from Justified.
Yeah. I like him.
It's pretty damn good. I think it's already gotten renewed for a second season, so when it pops like that real hard, real quick, it's got to be on something. So if you're going to bunker in again, Eve.
Or if it snows again, I will.
Well, we usually get at least one more.
Are we done?
May.
Are we fucking done?
Well,
God
if Taylor
damn it.
Swift is flying private, yeah, we may be done. But we used to get at least one every early May.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the last one because we'll see some more spring branches snap when things bloom. But we'll take it to CB. How was your 420 weekend?
Pretty good. Like Friday started off with I checked out one of the new films that we have airing at the museum, which is another great part about my job, but it was on blue whales, and those things are massive.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, like 75 feet long, and they're the biggest animal on the planet.
And to ever be on the planet. Like, I was watching some things on the ever reliable Twitter app the other day, and they're like, it's bigger than any other living species that's ever been on this planet. Dinosaurs, Jesus, everything. Bigger than all of them. It's
in 3D. They're showing it at the
with the
museum.
goggles?
Like
the masturbation goggles?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really cool. So did a little educational thing Friday, and then obviously had that pizza from Funky Flame, and then Saturday kind of took it easy, but went to a friend's birthday party out at New Terrain.
Okay.
So they had rented like the back room, and so we had like it was like a 90s theme because it was his 40th birthday. So all of those teenage years were in the 90s. So we did a trivia. They had gotten a guy to come in and do like a 90s trivia
Saved
for
by
us.
the Bell vibe?
It was fucking great. And then after there, we went, and I had never been to this place. I've seen it before. Tavern on 26.
Yeah.
The karaoke spot. It was a vibe in there Friday night. And I'm pretty sure like everybody hated us there. Because when we walked in, there was a guy that was really showing off on the karaoke stage. And then we got up there and did not perform well. I asked Steph if she wanted to perform Meatloaf with me, but it was a no-go.
Okay.
So I had to do Meatloaf by myself.
I was about to say, you can't.
Oh, wow.
If you had a go-to song, obviously Eve is more of like a line square dancer, but at the same time, if you had like one go-to karaoke night, maybe we all got into the pink wine a little too hard, what would your song of choice be? I'll start with you, Eve.
I don't know. I hate karaoke.
No, I can believe that wholeheartedly. You don't even like being in this basement with us.
And we aren't making
Something
you
that's
sing.
like easy to sing. That's not too.
I bet you have the voice of an angel.
I don't.
Shout
Thank
out
you.
to Hinder.
I don't know.
When
Maybe something 90s, just something that everyone could get into, so they wouldn't notice like how badly I'm singing.
like Blink 182 or something?
That's a little early 2000s, but some
Yeah, or
vibe
maybe like
applies.
Fallout Boy or something. Something where everyone's like, yeah, and then it's like
Everyone
we're all
sings
doing it.
with
So it's
you.
not just like me.
Okay, when you
doing a
have
ballad.
been at
So you
karaoke,
wanted
what's...
to do, like, she's thinking Destiny's Child. She needs two backup singers. She is the Beyonce, but needs the other two ladies. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just want the crowd and like the nostalgia to take place, so then they're not paying attention to me. You know what I mean?
Classic Classic Eve. She doesn't want to be the center of the attention. That's fine. She's like, let my skills shine, but let me rally the troops in the process. I can respect that. CB, if you knew you were doing a solo, what's your go-to song?
I mean, like, I remember you always hit up like Garth Brooks.
It's 90s. For us, it was 90s country. I'm Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon. I got it. Locked in.
Only you two.
And I try to do either a Whitney or a Mariah, and people are like, sit the fuck down.
Yeah, that gets shaky.
No, it doesn't. Not if you believe in your heart that you have it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have the rhythm of a deaf child, so at the same time, that's fair. I mean, it's true. I can't dance and I can't sing, but that doesn't stop me from trying either of them.
No, because it's fun.
Yeah.
You would have so much fun. We got into pickle shots Saturday night, and Sunday morning I was hurting.
Well, it's not from the pickle shots, because as everybody knows, pickle juice will bring you back to life very easily.
But I tell you what brought me back to life yesterday afternoon, and it wasn't the Avs game, but it was the Froze at Edgewater. Went there and had 2 of those, and I was right.
That place is...
Do you have a problem, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Whoa, I talk about...
I feel like you're always over there.
Am I? No,
I don't know.
Okay, Eve. Well,
I think you drink too much, Chris.
Thanks. I dare you to go and try one of these frozen beverages with us, and not. Sometimes you just gotta.
Is it only on weekends they do it?
No, they do it.
Oh, okay.
I just only go there on the weekends mainly because I try not to do that stuff during the week.
When you're hungover.
But when you're hungover, a frozen bev like it used to be
on a warm day, too,
yeah.
no less.
But with alcohol in it, I don't know. If I'm hungover, I'm like, no alcohol. But
that's not how you do it.
I know, you're
so
the
what
pros.
you do is
Teach
it's
me.
kind of like a mountain, and it's like you get up here and you're like, okay, well, we're not just going to like teleport to the bottom, so you don't cold turkey it. You got to wean yourself off. So on Sunday I drink like a bottle of wine, and then on Monday I have like 2/3 of a bottle of wine and a couple beers, and then on Tuesday we just have beers and like 1 glass of wine. And then by Wednesday, we're ramping back up.
Okay, so I think you're doing it wrong if it takes you days to recover from the hangover. You're doing it wrong.
No, I'm not.
No, you're slowly delaying
Very
it.
slow.
We're just
You're shifting the equilibrium. Like you don't want to go.
I get it for the day, but you're like, let me
if I
take
stopped
4
drinking,
days
the
to
collective
recover.
hangover would fucking kill me. I would die yesterday. And that's even, I mean, maybe not on weed weekends.
Although one weird thing I do like if I'm super hungover for some reason, it's a fountain like Diet Coke. I don't know why.
If you can get a cold, like McDonald's, usually like if you wake up on like a Sunday morning and you're like, I'm dying, that shitty sausage biscuit with a large Coca-Cola out of their machine, it really does tickle. You're right. Some people are DC. I'm an OC guy. I love the original Coke. I don't eat it like when I'm feeling good about myself, but when I'm not, it's quality. I feel like the Taco Bell breakfast could also be in that camp.
What's your hangover cure?
If I'm really not feeling good, usually it's something simple like a toasted bagel with cream cheese.
And that does it for you? You're going to be okay?
Yeah.
It sops it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, unless I'm like starving because I like threw everything up, then maybe a burger. It depends. It depends on the morning.
And then do you lay on the couch, turn on the TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
I thought you were going to say, no, I read or something. No.
I mean, maybe if I'm up for it.
I didn't move on Sunday. And it wasn't because I was like deathly hungover from drinking. My body was just like physically exhausted.
Yeah, so what did you do this weekend?
Are you ready for this shit?
Sounds pretty boring, but go.
All right, so Friday, I went to a private event called Terps and Glass. Put on by, shout out to Ali, we appreciate you doing it. And it was all legacy hash makers, growers, things of that nature, and private entities doing a pop-up. So there was vintage clothes. I mean, shout out to our boy from Daydream Lemonade. It was fucking slammed. And so as the snow started to fall, people were kind of hanging out more inside. So they're like, fuck it, let's burn some crates in the fire pit. So like brought the party back outside amidst the snow, and there's just fucking dabs going left and right. I was skint beyond belief. Like
Did dabs at a social function?
Yeah. So I was a judge of the event, but I thought I was judging flour. Turns out it was like more folks submitted hash than they did flour, so I did a little combo of both. So they were like, what do you want to try? And I was like, why don't we use this? Because let's not waste my very small tolerance of concentrate on your samples. Let me at least get this flavor profile for this review. I got through one fucking dab, and I was like, God damn it. What the fuck?
Yeah, my anxiety.
It wasn't anxiety. It was like,
roof.
what am I supposed to do? Sit here and talk to people? Like, get the fuck out of here. So I like let myself come back down to earth. Went and checked on the dogs. Sampled the 2 flowers that I had. Gave them all the judging, and I may have made the mistake of picking it up way too late, because if I'm going to judge 5 dabs, 2 flowers, and a hash hole, I need at least a day. Otherwise, I'm going to be fucking stupid, drooling like Stephen Hawking watching on Epstein Island. So I only got through about half of it. Turned in my scorecard, and I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. The place was 1 in, 1 out, slammed. It was a fucking party. So I went to the Nike Denver Run Club collab. Shout out to our boy Mars. He runs.
You're a runner?
No, I'm not a runner at all, but I love supporting our friends that are doing cool shit in the community. And the Denver Run Club, if y'all are looking for a community and you're a health-minded person and still listening to this podcast, I don't know how, but the Denver Run Club is a great way to meet folks. They do a lot of cool parties after they do their 3.5 miles or whatever the fuck a 5K is. But he also owns Thrift Con, so he does a lot of clothing stuff. So he had a little pop-up party where he was doing his own smash burgers. It was a delightful end to the evening. I called it. I woke up early, Chris. Saturday, 4:20, a day of nightmare for anybody that works in the industry. Went to this little blunts and brunch situation. Hung out for about 30, 45 minutes for the exact same reason I spoke about with Ali. Shout out to the team that did blunts and brunch. Fuck, this is going to drive me crazy. Give me a second. I'll come back to it. But so I left and I was like, all right, keep our composure. Let's make sure we've got a long day ahead of us. My next stop was I was going to go try to clip the Mile High 420 Fest featuring Gucci Mane and our friends Scott and Ashley who were on the pod. The line was down to the street. So I said, scratch that, and went and hit up a friend's birthday party. Hit a couple caviar bumps, ate a half dozen oysters, and then I went to the Groovy Gravy Snacks and Sesh is what we'll call it. It was a pre-party for the Lions Glass Show. The chef teams that were out there it was fucking legit. I mean, savory, sweet, a combination of both, coffee available, and then hash pairings that made it like married with flavors of all of the food. Like an absolute genius concept. Wolf has been doing this for years. It's fucking awesome. Like his next event is in June. We're going to be a part of it, but it was primo. But I had to skedaddle, and this is where y'all are going to laugh. So we sit in this room, just the 3 of us. Well, I was sitting in an auditorium doing a moderating event after getting high as bird pussy all morning. That was a terrible...
It's really high, Eve.
That was a terrible idea. So our buddy Ricardo is the feature of a movie called Rolling Papers.
Do you have a script?
No. They sent me the questions a few weeks.
Is there a recording of this so I can watch you just
I don't know. That's
fumble
a
over
great
your
question.
Never let you ad-lib.
Well, they sent me questions like earlier
Especially
that day,
high
so I
shit.
changed it up a little bit to kind of fit the personality.
I want to see a
Fucking
video.
came out the gates nervous a little bit with an auditorium of people. Called it Rolling Smoke after our friendly fucking barbecue joint instead of Rolling Papers. Self-corrected. And then did the conversational, moderation. Said it again, like Jesus fucking Christ, Kip. Called it Rolling Smoke a second time, and I was like, God damn it.
Well, did you just say, sorry, everyone, I'm super high?
Well, everyone knew. Like, we were all stupid high. We were all outside getting high beforehand.
Should have been like Weed Works.
Yeah, I did. I was like, sorry, open bar. We got high before. So, yeah, they knew. I was
It's
like,
okay.
I tried. But I was like...
Twice.
Oh my God, I lost sleep over the whole fucking thing. So I did the moderating, but I didn't stay for the movie because I had to be teaming up with our friends at Starbuds at Red Rocks at 5 o'clock before Wiz Khalifa going on at 9 o'clock. But they had it was bone-chillingly cold. The fog level was below Red Rocks itself. So I had to park in Lower South because I got there later than the average bear. You couldn't even see the venue. I was like, God damn it. Luckily, they had a backstage passes in a suite. I'm a backstage pass kind of guy, guys. That's how I need to be. The show was actually fucking cool. I know we joked a little bit about it. Well, so you're out there.
Yeah.
Actually fucking cool. Really cool.
How was the crowd?
Interesting. a lot of normies, but still some like people that their personality is based off of like the whole scene. And it's like, But luckily you didn't have to associate with them. You just kind of worked, in between them. I was taking pictures and hanging out middle around. But everybody was very polite, very choice language, like just abound. People were just puff and tough all over the place. Like there's no rules. Like if you're ever worried about going to a show, like they don't give a shit on that day. There's no hiding anything. There's no like back in the day where we'd put the cigarette down and like you could just smoke, drink, do whatever drug you wanted at your leisure. I mean, there's probably just a ketamine cowboys littered up in there. Like you could do whatever you wanted, but it went off fairly smooth. Like they were out of there by 11. The place was I was surprised it was packed. Like as much as Eve hates going outside, I thought maybe it would kind of like deter a few folks. I mean, like in the aisles, everywhere. It was fucking cool. Got home at like 2 a.m. I'm fucking exhausted.
Nice.
That's a big weekend.
Yeah, and that's it. And then so Sunday I did laundry, and we're back here on Monday, and now it's food festival season. Are y'all ready? Mm-hmm. The first one up, I believe, is Drink Red, Wear Red on May 30th. They're still doing early bird tickets right now. You can use promo code STONED, and it gets you a discounted ticket. They're going to release it to the masses, I think, that later this week, if not early next week, so get it now. It's fucking awesome. There's like 15, 20 different restaurants. Some of our favorites from across the city. Lucenia, shout out to Roz and Diego. Brixton, Old Baloo, Chef Nick will be there with bells on. The Bindery, Chef Linda will be kicking ass and taking names. I mean, it's going to be a who's who of dank-ass restaurants that are partying up in there. Our friends from Esther's will be slinging it, and you know that they're always down for a good party. So all that plus complimentary wine at your fucking museum.
I know. It's a great event.
Speaking of your museum, you want to give a little teaser about what folks are going to see as they're listening to this on their commute home this afternoon?
At
the museum?
Well, I mean, like during Drink Red Wear Red?
No, Tuesday.
Oh, tomorrow night when we go for a little friends tonight. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you down behind the scenes into our basement area collections where like...
Y'all going to rape us, aren't you?
Pretty much. And then we can cryogenically freeze you. No. But,
just like Ted Williams.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like, they just have like from the floor to the ceiling, just these huge shelves that you can like move and open up. Yeah. It's going to be dope.
Will I see any dinosaurs?
No, but there'll probably be some fossils that you see.
Yes. Love fossils.
Probably, I would imagine maybe some gems and minerals and things like that. It'll just be neat because it'll be a place you've never seen and you're like, oh, I didn't know museums have that.
I know. I'm really excited. As someone who knows very little about nature and science but finds it brutally intriguing every time. What the fuck?
I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just jealous that you're not going to be there.
A little bit.
It's going to be really cool. I can't wait.
You're going to have to watch him. I feel like he's going to like run off and we're going to like lose you in the stacks. And that's like the last we'll ever see of Coop.
Be like, yeah, we rolled it up and then we didn't find him again until Thursday. Everyone knows
now he's on display.
Well, there's that murder of the guy that they found between the wrestling mats in the gym. Did y'all ever listen to that podcast?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm worried that could happen to anybody, but it won't happen to me. I'll be attentive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are we serving booze?
I think there are refreshments, usually. We'll see.
I'll be attentive. Are they serving booze?
That makes me more attentive, Eve.
Okay.
Speaking of booze, we have a kick-ass interview joining us on Thursday. Master sommelier, considered still to this day one of the greatest sommeliers to ever grace this earth. The first American to ever win sommelier of the world, beating out the frogs of France, the folks all across Europe. The man has lineage that dates back to Eastern Europe, Western Europe, California, Oregon. He's an ambassador for the Willamette Valley. Master Sommelier Larry Stone will be on the podcast Thursday. Quite literally one of our biggest guests to date. Hope I didn't fuck this up because I was by myself and I probably fucked it up.
It
Sorry.
happens.
Yeah, Eve, good luck with that audio.
Oh, God.
You have the machine, right?
You can give it to me. The Zoom?
Yeah.
No?
God damn it. Oh, it's my car probably.
Great start.
I thought you had it.
I bet that episode's
No.
going to go off without a hitch.
God damn it, Kip.
No, it's a good one though. I thought we did pretty well.
Were you there or not?
No.
No.
He's a hoot.
Fuck.
He's a hoot. So
How old is he?
he's older than us.
I was wondering if he's like 70. Oh,
He's
okay.
not maybe not
with
that
his long.
old, but he's in his 60s probably.
I think he's got a Wikipedia page, so.
Yeah, he does. And he
Nice.
makes Lingua Franca is the name of his wines that he has out in the world today. You can find them at places like Proof, Mr. B's. Maybe not the bigger guys, but those that actually support the local smaller vineyards. Our friends like at Joy, things of that nature. You'll be able to find those wines, and we talk a little bit more about it. He's well known for his world-renowned Chardonnays, and then obviously the Pinot Noirs of the Oregonian country. So we've got a kick-ass episode, a great week. We're going headfirst into food. And as we get more information about things going down in the community, we'll be sure to share them with y'all as we see fit. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Did we miss anything?
Nope.
Until next week, stay high, stay hungry.
Rolling papers.
R.I.P. Funky Flame.
R.I.P. indeed. Cheers!
Cheers!